Hello and welcome back to one of our mini training sessions on Workbooks CRM aimed at existing Workbooks users or indeed anyone seriously looking at Workbooks as a new CRM solution. And in this one, we're going to cover, seeing as it's Valentine's Day, we're going to cover our top 5 features that we love as suppliers and indeed users of Workbooks. So we're showing the love in this session, and to be honest, when we were planning this session, there's actually loads of things in Workbooks that kind of sets it apart from other CRM solutions out there. This then will be a brief overview of our top 5 based on our 13 years plus experience of supplying and supporting Workbooks CRM. If you're an existing Workbooks user, you may love other features that we're not showing or we're about to show you. We'd love to hear about those, so pop those into the comments section, please. So, hello, my name is Tim Wilmot, and I'm joined by my colleague Stuart Lawrence and Hein, and our company, Wizard Systems. We're a leading independent CRM solution provider of systems like Workbooks, and we aim to help out organizations with simple, affordable solutions to help them with their sales, marketing, and customer service activities. So thanks those of you joining us live for this session, focusing on these top 5 features, or our top 5 features. The audio part of this call is one way only. If you've got a question, please type that into the question box on your meeting control panel, and Stuart and I will do our best to handle that at the end of the presentation. So the first one, Stuart, is customizability, building a CRM that kind of fits around you. What can we say about that?
I would probably start with that Workbooks is great at customizations. It's not just what you would expect, not just fields, but the entire look and feel of the CRM. Wallpaper, logos, icons, moving the menu that you see on screen. If you don't like it at the side, move it to the bottom of the screen, a la Windows. You can move it all around and get it looking and feeling that you want. Once you've got that, you can then set the screens up to be exactly what you want. Put the fields in the system that you need. If the field isn't there, create it. There are over 20 different fields, so you're not limited to a text field, a date field, a number field. You can add very clever custom fields, drop down or pick lists, multi-line pick lists. They're all there to be added to the system to get the data that you want in your system, so that you're looking at exactly what you want to see, not just, I don't like to use it, not just making do with what you've been given. You can make the CRM exactly what you need it to be. So
yeah, Workbooks isn't forcing you down a particular route. It's very adaptable to match your business processes. We've got workflows in there as well as all the customizability of fields and layouts and forms. We've also got, Stuart, custom objects, custom tables, for specific data needs.
Yes. Yep.
Tracking products, inventory, you name it. Just let your imagination go rip. And as you quite rightly said, adapting the system to, the roles and permissions of that particular user.
Absolutely, yeah, because you've got that, so that people see that the data that is right for them. A support person logs on, the look and feel of the system is aimed at support. You see the cases, you see the person owns the cases. Sales, they look at a record, they might want to see the web insights and the activities. The accounts person logs on, they want to look at a contact, and they'll see the transaction. So when the look and feel, this customization can be set at record level, so that you're all doing you're all viewing the same data, but in a way that works for you with your job. You're not just all looking at the same screen.
Yeah, and maybe under the heading of customizability, we should be mentioning the integration potential possibilities with workbooks and the API and integration with your website for new inquiry tracking, creating a portal, that sort of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Number two then is relationships, nurturing those connections, creating a spider's web of relationships between different records in the system. So here I've got an example of an invoice record, but this can be applied to many different record types in workbooks. And the ability to associate, link in a two-way direction, that bi-directional link between other different record types, people, organization, your own release items. But anything else to add there, Stuart, that you can think of?
Yeah, the beauty is, as you said, sort of out of the box. When you create an invoice or a quote, it automatically relates it, links it to the person, links it to the organization, and obviously to any transactions that this invoice was built from. What workbooks give you is this related items tab, so that you could be looking at this invoice and thinking, oh, it's cost X amount of money. I can see the transactions, but what else came into it to help make this invoice the price that it is? And this could be, you could have all the project work could be related into this invoice. The people, the tasks could be related into this invoice. So if anybody comes and questions it at a later date, it's all there, all broken down into the various bits. All these elements, related items, help build the invoice and the price that was the total for this invoice. And it's something you don't normally get. You normally just get it linked to the person that asked for the quote and the company that they work for. But here, all these bits come into it to give you a full rounded idea of, it's £1,000 because there's 50 hours of consultancy, there was 200 hours of project work, and they might not be in the quote, but they all helped build up this item that give you the background as to why this invoice is it is. They're all related to this invoice. And it's just, we've picked invoice, but as you said, it's the fact that this appears everywhere throughout workbooks, allowing you to relate a support case to the customer that booked it, but maybe the support person, the third-party support company that you have to contact to do the job. It can all, this ticket all relates, can all be related. Everybody can be related to this ticket.
Yeah, and when we're talking about organizations, if you're dealing with large companies and there's relationships between those different organizations, workbooks is really good at doing that, defining that kind of organization hierarchy, linking different people to those different companies as well. Really flexible in the way that you can create those relationships between different record types. Right. Number 3 then. Lovely dashboards in workbooks to see what's going on there, to help you manage your business or your department in real time. What are the key points here, Stuart?
Well, we could start with the one that's on screen, which is the springboard, which is the dashboard that you see when you first log in to workbooks. Now, this is sort of a managerial one with all the tabs across the top, giving you a view right across your company. But it could be that you work in sales. You might only see the first 2 tabs. You might be in customer service. You just see the customer service tab. But you would see the springboard, this collection of dashboards related to your work. And this is up to the date, up to the minute overview of your company or department. It's all these reports and charts and graphs all running in real time, again with other components all coming in. And you choose what you want. You're not stuck with the colors. You're not stuck with the look and feel. You can move things around to get it showing exactly what you want to see. Yes, using it for your pipeline, customer cases, financials. It's all there. And all of this, as I said, this is the springboard. But these are reports. So if you needed to go into one and get some more information, or as they call it, drill into it, all these are live and you can go into these reports. You can drill into this data to start your, to carry on with your work. So the springboard is your opening point. Then at any time, you can just dive straight in. But yeah, And you can build dashboards throughout the system. It's not just, again, aimed at, again, I'll say cases or transactions. You can build up a dashboard to give you any sort of overview of your work. This springboard shows opportunities, activities, your performance, the key accounts where maybe there hasn't been any activity. This can all be presented in a dashboard, this graphical information to give you in a clear, sort of easy to view screen. So you can see there straight away, a color coded red, get on these accounts straight away because there's been no activities. Green, these are looking nice and rosy. But that's all really quick and really easy and all powered from a dashboard.
Yeah, nice color formatting to visually draw your attention to important information, and also the ability to share information with non-Workbooks users. You need to report to other stakeholders in the business. And we also integrate with third-party reporting tools like Power BI. Doesn't need to necessarily all be within Workbooks. Okay, number 4 then, transactions. Now, not many CRM systems out there understand financial transactions. So things like quotes, orders, invoices, credit notes, purchase orders. What about this, Stuart?
You probably hit the nail on the head. It's the ability to go from quote, take that quote, convert that quote to an order, convert that order to an invoice, all within the CRM. It doesn't have to leave the CRM and go somewhere else. It's all driven from in here. And all of this can be customized. So the quote itself can be electronic, an email, or it can be a PDF. It's all driven from exactly the same system. Again, we don't go too deep into this, but what you'd start with is your financial year. You put that information in, and once that's into the system, your accounting period, you then use that to drive at any financial records within the system that you create. So invoices, financial performances are all controlled by these periods, and it's the fact that it's all in-house. It's not linking to outside. You can drive everything from here.
And also we've got an option for contracts, another element that many other CRM solutions out there don't track as standard. So in your organization, if you are servicing contracts with your customers, then, as well as the quotes and invoices and purchase orders, everything is in one place to really sort of streamline your sales and financial activities. And because we've got the ability to track financial transactions pretty much as standard, that then opens out the possibility to easily sync, integrate with leading accounting systems out there. So if you're using Sage, for example, we've got options for linking to that so that you're reducing the rekeying of information and sharing information with other financial applications. All right, our last one then is automation. Trying to improve your productivity and getting Workbooks, getting the application to do things automatically for you. So I've got an example here where we've got a person's record and me, the user, triggering some kind of sequence of actions. So it could be done automatically when I change some information. Then that could trigger a sequence of actions going to or relating to that particular contact, or it could be run by the user. So anything else to add to that? Some of the workflow and automations that we can create in Workbooks, Stuart?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. That process that you've just shown is perfect. The automation comes in when it's almost like saying, do you do the same steps over and over again in your job? Well, Workbooks can take those steps off you, the repetitive steps. They make things similar. They also reduce the chances of making mistakes. But the process that Tim just demonstrated, that was one button. Tim just selected it. So the role would be that this customer has asked, is it possible to have access to the portal? What you'd normally do is the user has to add the contact to the portal, enable the contact, set the contact's name and password, and then email the customer to say all of this has been done. And you have to do it in that order. What Tim did was click give access to the portal. And that's it. The process then did all that in sequence, and it only moves on to the next one when the first one's been completed. But it does it in seconds rather than you having to jump through the hoops. And if you're doing it 4 or 5 times a day, just pushing a button is really easy. And that's done on a request. So it's not an automated. The process is automated, but the button isn't. But it could just as easily be automation could be based on a value changing on a field that starts a whole sequence of events. An account manager might change from one person to another, and that sets up movements throughout the CRM. It alerts other people in other departments. It alerts the customer that their account manager has been changed, and emails are sent backwards and sent out from there. But that all happened just because a field changed. The automation took care of everything else because the automation is looking for these changes and reacts.
Yes, basically stopping things slipping through the net. And in your organization, just look around you. Are you doing anything on a repetitive basis? Is there a particular defined process or sequence of activities that relate to CRM? Step 1, we do this. Step 2, we do that. Step 3, we do this. So as Stuart was saying, auto assigning of leads, new inquiries, escalating support tickets cases, scheduling follow-ups, making sure that every quote is followed up, or contract renewals are done in a particular way, or setting up renewal alerts. Really good at doing that. And also going back to a little bit about integrating with tools like Zapier for cross-platform workflows. So something happens in Workbooks, it will automatically create a record in a completely separate application. Really good at doing that. So that completes our 5 then. You may think of others. We're shortly going to dive into our Q&A session, but just while you might be thinking of any questions for us, just a recap of Wizard Systems. We are CRM specialists. All we do is CRM. Our Workbooks is a major solution that we provide, amongst others, and we've got a lot of experience as regards implementing these solutions. We're a one-stop shop as regards Workbooks, implementation, training, your place, our place online, and the ongoing support as well. Right, Stuart, we've got a few questions coming or have come in. Sean is saying, we've been using Workbooks CRM for a year. Are there any underrated features we might be missing that could improve our workflows?
Oh, right. Well, hopefully on top of the 5 we've suggested. One I would say, we sort of hinted at it, would be the portal. This web-based access for your customer that you can, we even showed a little automation there, granting that customer access to it. But it's underused, and it's a great feature to give your customers access to certain parts of their data within your CRM. I think it's not hidden, but it's probably undervalued. It's a great feature.
Yeah, and it's trying to look at how you get the most out of CRM. That's an area that Wizard Systems can play with you in our regular reviews, or just talking to us, or indeed tuning into these 101 workbook sessions that we normally arrange on a weekly basis, to make sure that you are aware of the product that you're investing in, that you're subscribing to. You are making the most out of it and utilizing all the features that are relevant to you. There may not be one user of Workbooks that uses every single feature that's in Workbooks CRM, but we do feel it's our job to make sure that relevant to your organization, you are aware of and you know how to use and take advantage of these features, like automation rules and all the custom field options and setting reports. A lot of those things maybe could be underutilized in your company. Right. Second question, Elisa, is there a limit to the number of fields that you can create?
Oh, great question. It's a great answer as well. None that I'm aware of. That, to the best of my knowledge, out of the 20 plus types of fields you can create as many as you need to help you collect the right data. And that's across the system. So for every single item sort of landing page within Workbooks, you can make sure that you've got exactly the right field you need. You're not having to tweak a field that exists. It's unlimited as far as I'm aware.
Okay, don't think there's any more questions there, Stuart. So thanks very much, the two of you, for that. So just to wrap things up then, as of middle of February 2025, current release is 7.4. That's what we're on. Do you fancy a CRM review there, just to make sure that you are taking full advantage of everything that Workbooks can offer you? We can help you draw up a plan for continued good use of Workbooks over the next 6 months, 12 months, then contact us for a review. And do you have any suggestions for future topics that you think would be of interest to other Workbooks users out there? Please contact any of us. So thanks very much. Those of you on here live, or if you're watching our recording, thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll catch up with you hopefully this time next week on another Workbooks CRM topic. Thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye.